guys, welcome to today's video. If you are new here, welcome. My name's Pam. I am a blogger and online business owner at Greenly, your family only greener, and I help busy families learn how to make living greener every day super easy. So I share lots of tips and tricks on how busy families can make that happen. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about Valentine's Day. And I love looking for ways to make little tweaks to the way I normally do things that are just a little bit greener and that are easy. And so that's kind of my whole way at looking at living greener. I just take what we normally do, what my family normally does, our routines, our habits, our traditions, our celebrations, whatever it is that we do normally, and I try to pull out little pieces that we can make a little bit greener. And so holidays are no exception. They are sort of like another routine. And so I am going to kind of take some of your typical Valentine's Day gifts that at least I think of as traditional sort of typical Valentine's Day gifts. Now, of course, you could give anything for Valentine's Day, but these are the things that sort of traditionally come to mind for me. And I'm going to give you some ideas on how you can tweak those a little bit to make those gifts a little bit greener this year. And so let's jump right in. Let's start talking about those traditional Valentine's Day gifts that you think of. So, okay. So the one big thing that comes to mind for me when talking about Valentine's Day gifts, and maybe this is because it's something I love getting for Valentine's Day, actually any time of the year, is flowers. So, you know, red roses are kind of one of those traditional, you know, kind of hallmark gifts for Valentine's Day. So when you're thinking about flowers, or when you're, you know, maybe hinting to your significant other about wanting flowers, you want to try to look for flowers that are locally sourced. So that's an easy way to make a bouquet of flowers greener, more eco-friendly. Now, I didn't know this until I kind of started looking into it, but so many of the flowers that you get through florists are sourced from, you know, far away places. And that means that they have to travel long distances using fuel, natural resources to get, you know, to your local florist and then, you know, to you. But they're traveling from really far distances. And the other thing I learned is that, you know, many flower farms are not sustainable. So they're not keeping sort of the environment in mind as they're growing their flowers. And so an easy thing to do is to look for a florist that sources their flowers locally. A, because they're not going to travel as far to get to you, and B, they're hopefully grown sustainably, like not using pesticides and taking the environment into account as they're growing their flowers. They're not, you know, clearing spaces and, you know, destroying environments to grow their flowers. So a locally, you know, sourced flower farm is a great, easy way to sort of green your flowers. Now, where do you go to get locally sourced flowers? If you live in a city, you're not near a farm, where are you going to go? Well, I have two ideas for you, and one is my absolute local favorite florist. It's local to the DC area, so if you're not in this area, I have another option for you too. But the first is called Little Acres Flowers, and it is my absolute favorite florist. They source Little Acre Flowers sources their flowers from local farms. They are gorgeous, so they use in-season flowers. You'd be surprised how many are even in season during the winter months here, but they are gorgeous. Their packaging is sustainable. They come in a really cute burlap wrapping with you know, ribbon that's kind of made of twine, and, you know, little, just cute little bows. Everything's recyclable or compostable, reusable. They come in a cute mason jar if you order it with a vase. They just do it all. They have it all covered. It's a great local florist. Now, if you don't live in the DC area, another florist that I can recommend is called Urban Stems. Now, they are also very sustainably focused. They do their best to source their flowers from local farms. And so that's another option if you aren't in the DC area. So flowers, a big Valentine's Day gift. And if you're willing to go outside of the traditional red roses, a local florist is a great option. Beautiful flowers, really unique bouquets. I highly recommend that. So flowers is one big Valentine's Day gift. Okay, so another thing that comes to mind in terms of Valentine's Day gifts is chocolates, like a box of chocolates and one of those hearts and all the foil wrappings, and which I love, not as much as flowers, but when you think of chocolates, this is kind of one of the ways to make it green. You sort of back up a little bit and think about the process for making chocolates and how the chocolate is grown. Is it sustainably sourced? Does the farm keep the environment in mind? Have forests, has there been deforestation to create the crops to grow the cocoa? Okay, that's a lot of thought, I know, and maybe a little bit obsessive, I don't know, but I'm here to think about that for you and just to tell you that if you're going to be giving chocolates, you might want to consider one that has been sustainably sourced. You can even check for products that are Rainforest Alliance certified, meaning that the company has kept in mind the way that they're growing their crops. So the Rainforest Alliance certification certifies that the product or ingredient has been produced kind of keeping in mind the sustainability, the social, economic, and environmental effects of their product or the ingredient on the environment. So that's what the Rainforest Alliance certification means. So you can look for products that fit that certification, so that they are sustainably sourced. A couple of favorites of mine. Now, they don't come in the cute heart-shaped boxes, but they're really, really good. So this company, Endangered Species Chocolate, is one of my absolute favorites. Now, I already ate the one that was my favorite bar. It's a sea salt and caramel bar, but I would love to get these as my chocolate for Valentine's Day. So this is the almonds, sea salt and dark chocolate, hazelnut, toffee, and dark chocolate. These are so good. This would be a great Valentine's Day gift for me. Hint, hint. So anyway, and then another one by Beyond Good. This is another great brand. So you can certainly Google sustainable chocolates. There are some bigger companies that are making, like Mars, that are making pledges to source sustainably produced cocoa by in the next few years. But so companies are moving in that direction. But these are a couple that are already great and have a good mission behind them and are good companies to support. So that's for the chocolate lovers on your Valentine's Day list. Okay, so next that comes to mind is greeting cards. Okay, and there's tons of greeting card options, in the stores. But what I would recommend to green your greeting card for Valentine's Day is to instead make a video message for your significant other or your kids or whoever you're planning to send a Valentine's Day card to. It's super easy to make. You can get super creative with it, and you can keep it forever, and there's absolutely no trash, no waste involved. So you can hang on to your greeting cards, but let's face it, you may put them in a drawer and may never look at them. But if you have a video card from your significant other, you can have that with you on your phone or your computer for a long, long time and watch it over and over. Now, a couple of years ago, my husband and kids made a Mother's Day video card for me, which was, I tried to find the footage so I could put it in and you could watch a little bit of it, but it was really sweet. I think my husband even, choked up and shed a tear during it, but it was really, I hope I can find it, but it was really meaningful to have my kids and my husband, in their own words, share a message with me on Mother's Day. So consider just completely skipping the greeting card and either recording, an audio if you don't want to be on film, or a video message for your loved one for Valentine's Day. So that's a really easy way to green your Valentine's Day greeting card. Okay, a couple more to get to. I don't know about you, but I think of fun lingerie for Valentine's Day. And so you certainly can find some sustainable brands, both in stores and online. You just do a little bit of homework before you head out shopping if you'd like to go shopping for that in person. One company that definitely has some has sustainability in mind and the environment in mind as part of their mission and their manufacturing is a company called Hanky Panky. And so you can see that they do keep in mind their mission of sustainability, and that's important to their company. So, but if you Google sustainable lingerie, a whole host of possibilities come up that certainly you can grab online. So there are options if that's a gift that you want to give or get for your Valentine. Okay, and then the last thing that sort of comes to mind for me for Valentine's Day traditional gifts is a romantic dinner. So lots of easy ways to green this. If you are able to go out and eat, you can choose a restaurant that maybe has like a farm to table kind of concept for their restaurant where they're focusing on sourcing their food locally instead of just bringing it in from anywhere, but that they're focused on locally sourced foods. You can certainly, like many of us may be doing, is making your own dinner at home. And again, you can choose foods that are either organic, because those are going to have been grown in a more sustainable way. You can hit your local farmers markets to source your food that you're going to be cooking with from local sources. There are also local wineries that you can potentially reach out to, get in touch with, pick up from. But the point is sourcing things locally really is a greener way to do it. So you can still have your romantic dinner. Just try and choose whatever you can from the menu to local source it instead of just not being aware. Just instead be aware and try to source what you can locally, whether it's the wine or the food, whether it's the produce, whatever it is. You can try to do what you can to pick out some pieces that are more eco-friendly. So it's not going to be perfect, but that's not the point. The point isn't to be perfect. The point is to just be more aware of what choices you're making, and when you can and when it works for you, choose the greener option. So, before you know it, you're choosing more and more greener options, and as you're becoming more and more aware, you're looking for the option that's the most green, kind of out of habit. You're just more aware, and so it just becomes your go-to. It is for me. I sort of see the world through green colored glasses now. Kind of most things I'm looking at, how is that sourced, or what can I do with it after? Can I compost it? Does it have to go in the landfill? Can I reuse it over and over? So it sounds like a lot of thinking, but that's just sort of how I look at stuff now. So it's easy because I don't really have to think about it. I just consider that, from the start. So those are some really easy ways, I hope, that you can start to think about your Valentine's Day gifts and how to take those traditional things that either you really like to give or your significant other really likes to get, that you can, and how you can put a little bit of a green twist on it. So don't change what you do. So give the flowers, but give the locally sourced flowers, right? Don't not send a Valentine's message with a greeting card, but instead send a video message. So I hope that's really easy, and I hope that if you celebrate Valentine's Day, if you're going to, that you have a great Valentine's Day. And if you have any comments or questions about going green, I hope that you'll consider leaving me a message. And if you want to learn more green tips and super easy ways that you and your busy family can live green every day, I hope you'll consider subscribing to this channel and also clicking the thumbs up button. So anyway, that is it for today. Again, I hope this is super helpful, and I will see you again soon. Take care. Bye.